From Markiplier predicting the honey scam years before anyone believed him,
there's some shady shit going on. I can't put my finger upon it.
To Chris Broad, who dared to call out Mr. Beast and his partner when no one else would.
Do you think Mr. Beast ruined YouTube? Yes.
These are 6 times YouTubers tried to warn their audience, starting with one of the most well-loved YouTuber, Markiplier. Back in 2019, he shocked his audience by questioning what would eventually be exposed as one of the biggest scams in YouTube history. During a live stream, Mark took a few minutes to talk about a product that nearly every other influencer was happily promoting.
I don't know why, but I naturally distrust Honey.
Honey promised users automatic savings at checkout, but Markiplier just couldn't shake off the uneasy feeling.
My gut tells me that nothing in life is free, so where's all these savings coming from? They push so much advertising. On YouTube, they do brand deals with other YouTubers.
He admitted that the service might turn out fine, but he couldn't bring himself to trust it.
I got no problem with like the concept of an app that like clips coupon codes for you. That's great. That sounds great on its surface. But there's some shady shit going on. I can't put my finger upon it. But why do they spend millions on advertising? And then people are getting money out of it, and then people are saving money out of it, and that makes sense, but the other part doesn't make sense, and then something's going on here. Where's all this money coming from? Where is Honey getting the money?
And he wasn't done there. Markiplier went further, sharing bold predictions.
I have a feeling there's gonna, in like a couple years, there's gonna be the great Honey conspiracy of like 2022.
Leaving his fans with a chilling warning that most people brushed aside.
But hey, listen, if I disappear like in the next few days, it was Honey. If I disappear in the future and then suddenly like Markiplier just mysteriously disappears, it was Honey, because there's some shady shit happening.
At the time, his doubts were drowned out by endless sponsorships. Every big YouTuber was cashing in.
Do you have Honey installed?
What's Honey?
Oh, no.
Honey.
Honey is a free browser extension.
Free browser extension.
Free browser extension.
Free browser extension.
That automatically applies coupon codes when you check out online.
Free money, basically.
It's literally free money.
It doesn't make sense to not.
And Markiplier was written off as paranoid, but years later, YouTuber Mega Lag would publish a viral expose titled Exposing the Honey Influencer Scam.
Honey is a scam, and the majority of claims promoted by those influencers aren't even remotely true. But it gets worse. Honey hasn't just been scamming you, the consumer, they've also been stealing money from influencers, including the very ones they paid to promote their product. And I'm not just talking about a few bucks here. I believe the scam has likely cost content creators millions of dollars. Sound crazy? Well, I didn't believe it at first either, until I experienced it myself firsthand. In fact, I'm confident this might just be the biggest influencer scam of all time, which is insane considering Honey is owned and run by PayPal, who purchased this company for $4 billion.
The truth? Honey was manipulating discounts. Users often got the worst possible deal, while creators unknowingly lost affiliate revenue. Once Mega Lag spoke up, other YouTubers joined in, including tech reviewer Marcus Brownlee, who gave credit to Mark for sounding the alarm years earlier.
And there was a hilarious clip of Markiplier from like 4 years ago being very suspicious of them.
With undeniable proof that he had been right all along, Markiplier returned to address his audience. This time, not as a paranoid influencer, but as the YouTuber who saw the scam coming from miles away.
I never took a Honey deal because I didn't trust it. And holy shit, it was so much worse than I ever could have imagined. I knew it. I knew there was something shady. I knew it because it didn't smell right. A lot of other YouTubers that I talked to were saying like I'm crazy and paranoid, but it didn't make sense because where does the money come from?
Not only is he the king of Five Nights at Freddy's, he's also the king of predicting a scam when others were blinded by it. Genuinely respect him for having morals and not accepting the sponsor because he felt it was iffy. Next up is Charlie, who tried to save his audience from what he called the corporate cringe of viral sensation Haley Welch, better known as the Hawk Tuah girl.
Man go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to and spit on that thing.
On September 24th, she launched her own podcast in an effort to boost her brand.
Well, now it's my time to talk. Check out my podcast every week, Talk to Him, where I'm sitting down with the coolest guests and having actual conversation.
Right away, it didn't sit well with many viewers, and Charlie was the first streamer to predict just how badly this could turn out.
It just feels so corporate and soulless. It just feels really inauthentic and artificial. It really does feel like an industry plant situation to a certain extent.
After voicing his frustration, he delivered a warning that would echo months later.
Look, I'm not a chef in the kitchen, but I can speculate calculate on the menu, they're gonna be serving up nothing burgers with those conversations. I get the impression that this is all driven by a firm. So what I'm imagining is all the guests are gonna have like pre-approved questions that are okayed by the department.
Despite landing high-profile guests like Mark Cuban and Wiz Khalifa, audiences quickly noticed the shallow conversations and lack of substance. But the real collapse came when Haley introduced her own meme coin. It skyrocketed, only to crash in what was later exposed as a pump and dump scheme. YouTube's own watchdog, CoffeeZilla, dug deep into the project, uncovering scams, shady practices, and a trail of angry investors. Haley's once viral reputation unraveled overnight, and just as Charlie warned from the very start, the entire brand crumbled under the weight of greed and bad decisions. But while Charlie was calling out corporate cringe, PewDiePie had already raised the alarm about something far more serious years earlier: the dark side of Ryan's World, YouTube's biggest kids channel.
It's kind of like seeing child stars on television, because you know, like, their parents are literally forcing them to do it, and it's just something sad about it.
On January 3rd, 2017, Pewd sat down to react to an article about the rise of child YouTubers.
What is this? 5-year-old threatens to dethrone YouTube king PewDiePie over my goddamn dead body!
At first, it seemed like lighthearted commentary, but the more he watched Ryan's videos, the more concerned he became. He pointed out patterns of parental manipulation and how the entire channel felt more like a business than a family.
Well, you hatch!
See, she doesn't even let him finish. He was clearly about to say something there. Ever seen a video with 11 million views and 9,000 likes? Please direct me to that video, because it doesn't exist.
And in true PewDiePie fashion, he capped it off with a funny skit that was disturbingly close to reality.
Can you do it again, baby? But can you do it with more energy?
More energy?
Yeah, hey, here's a Red Bull, okay? Mommy needs some dollars, so you need to look happy.
8 years later, his words hit like prophecy. Ryan's channel faced widespread criticism for exploitation, with investigations exposing questionable business practices and growing concerns about the well-being of child influencers. PewDiePie's warning, once dismissed as overreaction, ended up being scarily accurate. And while PewDiePie was warning about the dangers of kids' channels, Jacksepticeye had his eyes on a much bigger YouTube giant, Mr. Beast.
Do you think Mr. Beast ruined YouTube? Yes.
During a lie detector challenge with Tommy Innit, Jack was asked what he really thought about YouTube.
Oh, Jack, would you say YouTube's changed for the worse?
Yes.
Without hesitation, he revealed his true feelings, and it wasn't what anyone expected.
Do you like Mr. Beast?
No. Jack. Oh! Do you think Mr. Beast ruined YouTube? Yes.
Jack went on to explain his reasoning, warning that the future of Mr. Beast's content could be far darker than most fans realize.
Why? Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
At first, the clip went viral for all the wrong reasons. Many fans rushed to defend Jimmy, while others accused Jack of being jealous. Even Mr. Beast himself clapped back on X. But in the months that followed, Jack's words started to hit harder. Controversies piled up, and from medical experts criticizing risky promotions like Lunchly.
On Lunchables. And I usually don't make videos discussing creators' products, but when terms like healthier or better for you get tossed around, I feel it's important to set the record straight.
To allegations about dangerous conditions behind the scenes of the Beast games.
Over a dozen people who participated in the first installment of Beast games said that they had not received adequate food or medical care, and that some competitors had suffered injuries from the physical challenges.
The internet began asking questions, and suddenly Jack's warning didn't sound so far-fetched. What seemed like a bold opinion turned into a chilling prediction that continues to haunt the conversation around Mr. Beast's empire. However, Jacksepticeye wasn't the only creator wary of Mr. Beast. British YouTuber Chris Broad also took aim at the world's biggest creator, this time for his close association with Logan Paul.
Very strange. Like, how could Mr. Beast, a guy who is famed for being a genius, who mastered the algorithm, how could he not calculate that partnering with such a man would be anything other than a shit idea?
Chris didn't hold back, calling out both Jimmy and Logan for leading YouTube down a dangerous path. And Logan wasn't spared either, as Chris issued a sharp warning about the impact of his influence on young audiences.
And in the years since, the headlines surrounding this guy have continued to spell bad news. There's not been much in the way.
The warning came full circle when Chris tied it all back to viral figures like the Hawk Toa girl, pointing out how internet fame can spiral into unhealthy extremes.
What makes it crazy is how she condensed the 5-year lifespan of a modern influencer into just like 2 or 3 months. Step 1, have a viral moment. Step 2, have a podcast. Step 3, unleash a cryptocurrency, which quickly...
He doubled down on his message, explaining why future generations need to pay attention to the warning signs behind influencer culture.
If the people at the top of this platform with unimaginable reach don't have a good moral compass to guide them, then we all lose for it, particularly the next generation growing up watching this, especially if they're raised on a diet of lunch leaf. My message this Christmas is simple. Choose very carefully who you watch on YouTube.
The video exploded, pulling in nearly 2 million views, and fans praised Chris for being one of the few creators willing to say what others were too afraid to admit. Much like others on this list, Ray William Johnson found himself in the middle of a high-stakes standoff with one of YouTube's biggest companies at the time, Maker Studios. In October 2012, Ray became the first major partner to quit the multi-channel network that had signed some of the platform's biggest stars.
I'm filming this episode from my apartment. Now, in the near future, Equals 3 will no longer be part of the Maker Studios network.
Just 2 months later, he explained exactly why. The contract terms were shocking. Maker wanted 40% of his AdSense revenue after production costs, and even worse, 50% of the show's intellectual property in perpetuity. When Ray refused, things turned ugly. He claimed Maker executives became aggressive and even threatened to shut down his projects entirely. What followed was a months-long feud that played out publicly, with Maker's CEO Danny Zappin making his feelings clear after Ray's expose. But Ray's warning gained weight when other creators, including Shane Dawson, Philip DeFranco, and the Fine brothers, admitted they had received similar texts from Zappin. Years later, Chris would echo the same frustrations after leaving Maker himself, uploading a rant that sounded all too familiar.
Take up to 3 months to get one check from Maker. I guess they just folded the check into a paper airplane and threw it during a strong breeze and hoped it made it to me. I would send them a Skype message, hear nothing back for a week, send them another one, hear nothing back for another week, send them one more and they'd be like, oh sorry, I was eating dinner. But you eating a f***ing Last Supper? What was that? Why did it take you 3 weeks to eat dinner and respond to...
It was proof that Ray's decision back in 2012 wasn't paranoia. It was one of the earliest and clearest warnings about shady multi-channel networks on